to take you through the week that was on HRTV. On Saturday, Meydan opened its doors for its first World Cup night.
Hello everyone and welcome to Dubai and to the world's newest and largest racecourse, which today plays host to the first ever $10 million horse race. Horses from right around the globe compete during our glittering 8-race card. Welcome to Meydan. Welcome to the Dubai World Cup.
Dubai, where being the best is all it matters. Dreams become reality.
Ingersoll puts his head in front, and Ingersoll is too good.
That reality is Meydan.
Racing in the Dubai World Cup.
The ultimate racecourse.
Electrocution of something outside is giving chase.
The world's greatest horses.
But Curlin takes the lead. 5 lengths in front.
The world's greatest jockeys.
Ingersoll puts his head in front. 6 lengths in front.
One course.
7 lengths in front. Well armed, boxing.
One race.
Frankie lifting the favourite. Electrocutionist takes the lead.
One winner.
The world's richest race came down to the world's richest photo finish.
350 to run and Gloria de Campeo in front. Mr. Brock lays down the gauntlet. Twice over deeper out. Then Ali Bar, followed by Gio Ponte and Red's Desire. Gloria de Campeo but led 100 metres to go. Ali Bar into the clear flashing. Lizard's Desire flashing. Gloria de Campeo in front. Lizard's Desire lunging. And it's tight. Lizard's Desire lunged to Gloria de Campeo. It's a nose finish in the Dubai World Cup.
That is close. Ali Bar's third, 6 million for first, 2 million for second. You really could hear a pin drop. What an astonishing change of atmosphere from the roar of the crowd to the quiet as everyone waits for this to be called. They're showing the freeze frame on the big screen. You can hear the gasp. This is so close. Here we go.
5.
Gloria de Campeo won the World Cup. Lizard's Desire is second and Ali Bar is third. Gloria de Campeo runner-up. Just a few yards away at Nad El Sheba, has won for Stefan Fribourg, Pascal Barry and Thiago Pereira. Certainly, I'm sure, by a nose. And the celebrations for Lizard's Desire.
Before they announced that you had won, you had already celebrated. Were you that confident watching?
The honor, yes, but number 7 came so fast on me that I was not sure. I think the head must be short.
Is that the most anxious moments you've ever had in racing?
Oh no, it's one it is the last one, but I have so many good in my head. So. I love this horse because maybe I think he beats some horses maybe better than him, but when he is in Dubai, he is so good, so nice, and he tries. He's fantastic.
How does it sound that you'll be taking home $6 million for this effort?
Sorry.
Just now I don't speak money, I just speak horses, and it's so nice to train a horse like that, to be here in Dubai with so many people. It's fantastic.
Congratulations on a huge effort.
The money will come later.
The thrilling finish for the World Cup was only part of the excitement from Meydan.
California flag leads at the 150. Joy and Fun goes to California flag. Pravashi on the inside, but Joy and Fun in front. It's one for Hong Kong. Joy and Fun beat Pravashi and California flag. They're racing. Green Coast is starting to flash down the centre of the track. Calming Influence led at the 50. Green Coast is trying. Calming Influence in front, and what about that? A trainer saddling his first winner wins on Dubai World Cup night. Simeon's gone looking for the lead, but Musser is starting to power now. Musser takes the lead from Rehana. Mendip is third, and Musser ridden with the confidence of a great jockey. King South King in front, Rocket Man and One World are giving chase. The post is looming up. King South King in front, USA. Kinsale King beat Rocket Man. Presma's behind a wall of horses, but El Shamali has got to the front for the locals. Royston drove him clear. Bankable into second spot is flashing home. It's all too late. It's a local Dubai duty-free. El Shamali has beaten Bankable. Da Ray Me in front, forging clear, and Da Ray Me wins. Da Ray Me has won the Shima Classic.
Terry Wallace was on the phone Thursday with the story of how he got his start in racing.
You got started as actually a substitute for the late, great Chick Anderson at Latonia?
Yes. Yeah, and actually the guy who hired me was Mike Battaglia's dad. Mike was too young to get started at that stage of the game, so he needed somebody desperately. And when you're desperate, sometimes you go to desperate measures. And he had heard that he had a little bit of ability to do it, and so he was good enough to call me up. I was teaching school at the time. Called me up after school and asked me if I was interested in doing the races at Latonia the next day. If that was the case, then he wanted me to come out that night, and I did. And we sat and we wrote down everything that I would say in between the races, so I didn't have to worry about any of that. So that stuff was all written out and all scripted, and then the call of the race was up to me. That was how I got started, and got to meet Chick, and Chick was the reason I ended up here in Hot Springs.
Later that day, Terry called his 20,000th consecutive race at Oaklawn Park.
Terry Wallace, who has not missed a call since the Civil War, standing by.
But Oodles of Fun still has the lead. Now down the middle, here comes Merkel. Also coming on is Taco Down as they drive for the wire. That is Merkel taking command. And on the outside, Lunar Peel from well back. Merkel's got the lead for 20,000th time. They're coming under the wire, and it's going to go to Merkel over Lunar Peel, with Taco Down finishing third. Oodles of Fun ran fourth.
He is the Iron Man of thoroughbred racing, and we've got some Iron Man streaks to show you.
2,600 and change.
That's
for
nothing.
Cal Ripken over 17 seasons. Now, that was the big deal. 17 seasons, 18 seasons for Brett Favre. Terry Wallace, how about 35?
Double it. Terry Wallace.
35.
17 and 18 seasons. I got that.
That's amazing.
Oaklawn Park is proud to present Terry Wallace for a special presentation.
Terry Wallace just called his 20,000th consecutive race at Oaklawn Park.
Many people talk about the fact that you'd love to, as an announcer, call all the great races of the world. But to me, the most important thing about calling the races is where are you when you're done? And when I'm done calling the races here in the evening, I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I couldn't want to be in a better place. So my thanks to the Sella family, to my boss Eric Jackson, and to all of my co-workers, my colleagues and friends. And thank you very much, and I promise I'll make it upstairs for 20,001 if they'll let me.
Well, we know Terry Wallace will be at Oaklawn for Arkansas Derby Day, but will Looking at Lucky make the trip?
And for Bob Baffert, there is Looking at Lucky schooling here at Santa Anita earlier today.
And he's probably saying to himself, I really don't want to get on another plane. Can we stay here and run? I like this track, remember? And I think it's probably what's going to happen here. Not so much because of the track, but because of the timing of the race.
The 3 weeks of the Arkansas Derby as opposed to the full month between the Santa Anita Derby
and I think
and the Kentucky Derby.
That's the consideration. And, you know, the horse is doing really well, according to Bob, and obviously got that dirt and that blinker thing out of the way. So
this Hot Walker has his hands full.
Yeah, no, this horse is doing real good, real good. And there was a time earlier this winter when he wasn't doing all that well.
Yeah.
But he's back on the beam right now and ready to show his stuff.
You know, I'm hoping I wanted to run him here so I don't have to ship again. And I would love to go to Oaklawn if we had an extra week. It'd be great. But you know, I'm just going to let my gut feeling. I'll know when I see him, the way he works, the way he comes out of it. So we'll probably know Monday what we're going to do. I'm not going to make that call till I have to. But so far he looks really well.
What is that gut feeling based on? Is it energy in the work? What exactly is it?
Just look at this belly right here. You know, that's gut. This is gut right here. I just started a Derby diet. You know, it's terrible. Jill put me on it 4 days ago. She says I'm out of control. She's right. But I mean, you know your horse. You know, you watch him work. He's got to give me that work that when you watch him work, and you'll go like, oh, we're ready now. Just like Conveyance. You know, before he worked, going to Sunland, it was incredible work. You want to see that. They have to have an incredible work. So you feel good about going into it. You don't want to go in there with a sort of a so-so sluggish work. Then, you know, they're not going to run well.
The path was clear for the Bear Saturday in the Pan American at Gulfstream Park.
They're into the stretch, and Brother Nick is still there. Here comes Bearpath. On the outside, Uncle Indy is up to take them on now. On the far outside, Never on Sunday kicks in. Winchester at the rail. It is Bearpath to catch. Never on Sunday. Bearpath has the lead. Bearpath won it.
I told Freddie just ride his race. He knows the horse, and just ride it. See what happens.
Now, there was no pace, really, but as the race progressed, what were your thoughts? What was going through your head?
I thought he had him in a good position. They were going 26 the first quarter, 118. Freddie had him in a nice position. He was comfortable, he was relaxed, and just waiting on Freddie to give the command.
Now, this horse broke his maiden in 2009 and is already a graded stakes winner. How has this horse developed? What happened and what changed?
When we gelded him. That turned him around.
That'll always turn somebody around, but tell us a little bit about the jockey horse story that I was hearing.
Well, Freddie, this is his first win in America on this horse, and this is the first graded stakes on this horse.
And he's a 5-pound bug.
Yeah, he's a 5-pound bug.
The Lanes End Stakes had more 3-year-old Kentucky Derby prospects in action at Turfway Park.
Well, yes, we're definitely running out of time to make it into the starting gate for Kentucky Derby 136. And here at Turfway Park, the Lanes End Stakes Grade 2, plenty of graded earnings on the line, $500,000. And it would be Dean's Kitten that did take down the top prize. This for perennial Kentucky leading owners, and that's Ken and Sarah Ramsey and trainer Mike Maker here today, where Ken Ramsey was over in Dubai. And Mike Maker very pleased with the way that Dean's Kitten performed back on synthetic today. And he had this to say about his performance and a possible bid for the Kentucky Derby.
Thought he was laying perfect. Obviously, after he wins, it's easy to say, but now he's been laying a little closer, you know, the further they've been going. So, yeah, we'll take him back to Louisville at Trackside Training Center.
As far as Northern Giant and maybe Connemara, no real decision made on whether they will be going or not, as they still need a few more graded earnings to get into this year's Kentucky Derby. Well, maybe they'll show up in the Bluegrass Stakes, or as we call it, the Last Chance Derby, the Lexington Stakes, which is really the last chance here in Kentucky to make it to Kentucky Derby 136.
If you can believe it, there's more to Rachel Alexandra than a champion racehorse, as she made another Rachel's wish come true.
For 3 decades, Hal was happy living as a gentleman trainer. Though fate had denied him the horse which would make him a household name, Hal was content with the status of journeyman trainer. But he dreamed, like all trainers dream, of that one horse who would change his life. And then she arrived.
And it is Rachel Alexandra. How impressive!
Rachel Alexandra, one of the greatest fillies ever to race at Oaklawn, is giving us a spectacular performance.
It's taken me 30 years to get a good horse, and I'll probably be 95 when that second one comes around, so we'll see.
She was named Rachel Alexandra after the granddaughter of one of her owners and breeder, one of Hal's longtime clients. She had a distinctive beauty. She would be the one destined to change lives. With the body of an athlete and the heart of a champion. Rachel, the horse he had dreamed of, was making Hal's dreams come true. but it would be the wish of another Rachel, which would truly change his life forever.
Quiet Temper makes a loud push to the wire in the Fairgrounds Oaks.
Seeking the title, Sheer Beauty. The rumor is true, last to make the top of the fairground stretch. Champagne Doro in front. Champagne Doro's made every yard so far. Champagne Doro trying to see it out, and Quiet Temper now brought to the attack in the final furlong. Quiet Temper runs at Champagne Doro on the far outside, seeking the title, and Sheer Beauty. Jody Slew is next. Quiet Temper just in front of a battling Champagne Doro. Quiet Temper, Champagne Doro seeking the title, and Sheer Beauty. Quiet Temper.
Quiet Temper took back because everybody decided they wanted to go. Dale Romans had a lot of confidence, and I'll tell you one thing, Robbie Alvarado rode the hair off of this one.
Well, it's one of our best works last week, I thought, up to date. And her last race, I think she was a bit aggressive and it kind of compromised the last part, and she got nailed. Today, she harnessed that speed a little bit and came from off of it, and it showed some ability and class late in the race.
That's a great race for any filly's resume, and it is a good stepping stone. It's proven to be to the Kentucky Oaks, and I think we have to go in as one of the favorites now.
The mission was possible. In Louisiana, get to the wire first.
At the quarter pole, 3/4, 112 flat. It's a little warm and discreetly mine. Here comes Mission Impossible now switched out. Toward the inside, Drosselmeyer's close to. In this final furlong, a little warm digs down. A little warm battles discreetly mine. Mission Impossible on the outside. Mission Impossible for Rajiv Mirage. Mission Impossible has won the Louisiana Derby.
The horse, he seems to have natural speed coming into this race, and his first time stretching out to 1 mile and 1/8. So his tactical speed put him in place. To me, he was always pretty much challenged with discreetly mine all the way down his throat, going down the backstretch. So I was kind of sitting the trip where I was comfortable more than him, I thought, because he had a horse pressing him, and I was just kind of in the catbird seat, just watching the race unfold. When you pull away going 1 mile and 1/8 and gallop out as strong as he did, I wouldn't doubt that he would go 1 mile and 1/4. I would definitely think so.
Todd Pletcher had another fantastic day for his Derby hopefuls and stopped by Grandstand to fill us in.
This is a colt that a little bit under the radar, and yet he really stepped up his game today. Do you expect this kind of improved performance here from this colt? I mean, he was very impressive.
Well, we were hopeful, and you know, the one thing that we kept thinking about the Southwest was it was what I'd describe as a sneaky good race. We, like everybody else that shipped in for the Southwest, we were a victim of bad weather, and unfortunately, when the race was canceled and redrawn, we went from having a good post to going to post 10 of 10, and he was never able to really maneuver a good trip from there. He was kind of always being chased and hung out wide on both turns, but you know, it seemed like a race that really moved him forward. He came back and he trained very well, and I felt like his last breeze in particular was the best that he'd given us all winter. So we felt like he was coming up to the race as good as he could possibly come up to it, and you know, we were hoping that he could handle the added distance, and it worked out really well.
Todd, moving to the older horses and the New Orleans Handicap, 3 of your stakes wins today at Fairgrounds. Your thoughts on Battle Plan? The favorite did not disappoint, put on a big performance in front of a big crowd at Fairgrounds.
Really did. You know, it's a very talented horse, and you know, we're fortunate that the Overbrook connections and Chris Young have been very patient with this horse. You know, we've had him since he was a 2-year-old, and unfortunately, we just kept having some nagging injuries that kept him from being the horse that he could be. And it's nice that we've finally been able to put together 3 consecutive efforts with him. And you know, as you can see, when he shows up, he doesn't do much wrong.
Peter and Zoe were on site for all the weekend's action at the Fairgrounds.
Well, as the sun sets in Louisiana, a marathon 23 race card has come to a close. And we now have a queen Her name is Quiet Temper. We now have what appears to be a prince or king and Mission Impossible, but what we had was a tremendous two-day racing cards.
We most certainly did. Quiet Temper taking the Grade 2 Fairground Oaks for owner Mark Stanley and trainer Dale Romans. The rest of it was all up to Todd Pletcher. He won a stake yesterday going 5.5 with West Ocean, setting a new track record. And today, Pete, I don't think anyone's ever done this today, what Todd Pletcher did.
I don't think so, but it's nothing new to Todd Pletcher. A new record is just another day in the life. We saw contentious races. We saw incredible finishes, and when all was said and done, I thought Fairgrounds put on quite a show.
They most definitely did, and we thank Jessica Pacheco, John Dooley, and all the crew that's really helped us out today with everything.
Including our producer, Terrence Thege, who worked overtime on this one. That is going to wrap it up with a nice bow. For Zoe Cadman, I'm Peter Lurie. We go back to our LA studios as the 97th edition of the Louisiana Derby comes to a close.
David Hasselhoff shared his reasons for a day at the races with HRTV Grandstand.
What's your favorite part about coming out here?
I like dressing up. I like dressing up and sitting down and feeling cool, you know, and the people are just so friendly. Everybody out here is having a good time. Nobody's like, you know, freaking out. They're just out here to have a beautiful day, you know. And I also came out to see the person who ran the 5-horse, Chantal.
Oh, Chantal Sutherland. She's popular with the ladies.
She's popular with the guys.
I'm sorry.
She's popular. Yeah, I realize that, you know, it's much nicer to watch her riding a horse than a guy. It's, wow. Yeah, a little Baywatch girl. And so I put some money on Chantal, and she finished 3rd, so that's cool. Yeah.
Well, we're glad to sort of Dave won for you. Glad to see you out here at the races. Have a good rest of the day.
I'll be back. God bless. See ya.
David Hasselhoff. Guys.
New reality show, Offspring. Not Offspring, but Offspring.
Well, good luck with that. Hopefully it'll keep them busy. Or if not, then just come to the races all the time.
Or to come out to, you know, stalk Chantal Sutherland. Get in line, David.
I don't know if you knew this, but we talked to David Hasselhoff after the last race, and he said that one of the primary reasons that he came out here today was to see you ride. Did you know that?
No, and you know how embarrassing that happened. Then I fell off on Barry's horse. Anyway, I hope he wasn't disappointed. I hope we come back.
He didn't sound disappointed.
Okay.
Guys, that's jockey Chantal Sutherland.
She could have finished last in every race today, and David would not have been disappointed. Trust us.
Jockey Rafael Beirano stopped by Race Day America to talk about his Santa Anita meet and his filly, Blind Luck.
So far, you know, I gotta say thank you for the trainers and everybody, you know, still give me good opportunities every day. And, you know, well, you know, when you have the best horses, you can do anything you want, you know, so I still run the best horses. So that's why, you know, I got a good opportunity. More chance to win.
Sorry, Rafael, but I think the guy that's been the most loyal to you so far in your time in California has probably been Jerry Hollendorfer, and he's got you on his best horses all the time, and that includes Blind Luck, who's going to go as one of the favorites in the Kentucky Oaks. You breezed her a couple mornings ago. How's she doing right now?
Well, she's doing good, you know. She trained, she worked yesterday, and she worked really good, tremendous. The training, he's doing a very good job, you know. I know I was a little upset, you know, for the last time, you know. I think I was doing, you know, but she was really good yesterday, and she's gonna be ready, you know.
You said you were mad at yourself. Do you think you gave her too much to do in her last 2 races? Do you think maybe because she's such a class fill and you know how good she is, you maybe gave her a little bit too much to do?
Well, yeah, you know, I was so much confident the last time. I was trying to come in through from the rear, you know, when I see the 2 horses coming out. So I tried to coming from the rear, you know, and save a little ground. And my horse, he came running, but as soon when I'm getting close, you know, both horses, they're coming in. So, you know, I should can win the race easy, you know.
That's all for HRTV this week. Here's what you can look forward to next week.